Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Dizastr News. I'm your host, Papadizastr. Today is Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. Man, enjoying that nice bright sun today. Too bad it's 4 degrees outside. Speaking of the sun, we had a coronal hole pass by last night on the Enlil spiral. Enlil spiral. You can see where that's passing by. We had a few solar flares, like minor pop-offs last night. The solar flares. We've got your solar wind chart. I'm getting all of this from the Space Weather News app from Suspicious Observers. I'm sending you there. I'm talking about the epilepsy and what our daily watching this apps, charts and stuff, what that has helped us to do. And sorting out the epilepsy and what the effects are. And with me, my memory is shot short-term, mid-term from the surgeries that I had on my neck and the extra anesthesia that they had to give me because I started to wake up during the second surgery, zapped it a little bit. And this is how we deal with this. This is two humans that met later in life, and one has epilepsy and one has I'm medically retired from the Army and many issues with memory, and it drives me bonkers. And then I met you, and we were able to share a lot of things and come to a point where we started to see that we could improve how our daily quality of life would go if we just paid attention and was a little more diligent each day. And that's what this is. So the KP index, that day that it dropped out, when that drops out like that, those are days that I have to pay a little bit extra attention with Jew and watching to see if there's anything, that might be affecting her. With the coronal hole stream that passes by, that is something that previously over the past year I've been able to see more of than the sunspot activity. The other day when we had a pretty good boost, that was something where we do wear a Spiro hats. Can't hurt. And when everything else hurts, you might as well try Spiro. So the electrons are down below the threshold. I want to go back up to the solar wind map. This thing, I will be doing a video about going over the video, the still suspicious observers, and seeing if we can't understand it together. And hopefully that'll help things along as well. But the solar wind, when BTBZ, the red and black lines up there, when those things start to go nuts, I'll pay attention. But it's the purple line, the speed. When that speed shoots up and those two lines go nuts, as long as what I'm seeing now, as long as the KP's okay, it really hasn't. There was a little bit of slowness, right? Not slowness. There was a little bit of the pause last night, but the consistency was fine. There was just a little off. And the other day she did ask if something was going on, and then about 15 minutes later, a thing popped up on the. I'm telling you, man, people, we can feel this. There's people that can feel it. And that's all I can explain at the moment, and that's why we're doing this. One thing I want to say to get off of that, if you do have epilepsy or you don't, one thing we need to do every day is breathe, taking deep breaths. Set an alarm on your phone, take some deep breaths in. The average person, I think they sigh like 200 times a day. You're not sighing because you're ticked off at anything. You're just sighing because your body's trying to function and and you're not allowing it to. And it usually has to do with whatever it is that we're taking in. Since this hot dog situation, the whole hot dog situation has really caused a lot of breathing issues. And with that, need to take the time to train your lungs, to hold your breath and hold your breath longer and longer. And it will also help your brain. It helps your brain. It's called amygdala hijack. It's the amygdala hijack. It's a lot harder to see and hear and manipulate people when you breathe better. And it sounds as silly as you think, but it's that the amygdala hijacks. It's a mass formation psychosis. This is a real thing. You see all these ads. Watch your TV tonight. What's it brought to you by? Pfizer. Since the hot dog shortage, and you don't have your hot dog card, makes no sense. Makes no sense. Wasn't even well, what are you gonna do? One thing you could do is check in here and see if anything that I'm saying makes any sense, and then let me know about it, because I truly feel like for a long time there's people that know about that thing and what it does, and we can't get along with each other until we have more information like what they have and what they're spending all of our money on over all these years. Because when you watch this cycle, you can see in that cycle major historical moments. You can see when laws were passed. You can see things like this May 7th. I have issues with that day, because from January through May, crypto was kicking. Crypto's good. It was really good. And then all of a sudden, May happens, May 7th, and then the markets start dropping off. And look, it's right there. I don't even know. It cannot be the only one. And it's driving me bonkers because I guess it takes a while to build up a channel or viewers or anything along those lines. And I see the other things on the Lost History channel, on Suspicious Observers, Thunderbolts Project. You can see those, but as you're watching them and on all that other stuff starts clicking, and it just makes it a difficult thing. Am I that nuts, or is it that we've been so properly programmed that we're blinded? We're blind to the fact that this is what's going on. And your red states controlling the beef, and then blue areas not having any beef. And then the news saying there's a food shortage because everybody's lazy. It's like, damn, just nothing to pit us on the same team, everything to pit us apart. Well, I hope everybody has a good afternoon. Check this stuff out, man. Because the cycle's 11 years, and the magnetic poles of the planet weren't updated, I think, since like 2017, and you can see it there. And now it's looking like the 5% a century went to 5% a decade, and now that was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and now I bet it's a straight line drop. And that means you're going to see more of those like they did back then. I don't know, folks. It's a crazy, crazy world out there. So if you want good, solid research, I don't even want to call it research, just putting together, watching some stuff and seeing what sticks, what makes more sense than whatever the hell it is that's going on out there now. And if you want more of that, see you tomorrow morning, or see you tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, it can't be mornings. We're probably going to be down to like 2 or 3 times a week. This really is a hectic schedule with the tax season, shakedown time, and being in a relationship with epilepsy and the trek that it's taken to get here. Well, with that, everyone, safe travels and everywhere you go and all that you do. And we'll see you tomorrow afternoon.